This is Garth Brooks, wishing all a very Merry Christmas. Hey, this is Luke Brown, wishing you a Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Ah, yes, and Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. It is 29 minutes before the top of the hour. We are still sitting right now at 34 degrees in Fort Dodge. K97 weather. We're going to give you the details of that coming up in just a few. Well, good to see Mr. and Mrs. Claus back together on the screen there. I wasn't sure about Mr. Claus there for a while. He was a little down and out, but he's back getting stronger every day. Terry and Laura, good morning to both of you. Terry, good to see you, my man.
Thank you.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you back up and about and leading the way when it comes to the Fort Museum and Frontier Village and the whole works. Lots of great things planned. Now, I'm going to have a very special guest on next hour who's kind of taken over a large degree of the directorship and things like that. But you guys still very, very, very much making things happen out there. Let's talk about some of the events we got planned. Now, we've gotten through a Dickens Christmas Carol that you guys had, or Dickens Christmas that you guys had. Very successful as it has been the last couple of years. But lots of great things yet to come as we get closer to Christmas next week, and then New Year's the week after that. It's hard to believe this year is almost gone already. My goodness.
You're right. Well, on Monday evening, we have our 4th anniversary for doing bingo here at the Opera House. And Laura's got lots of goodies planned, so she can tell you what's going on.
Let's hear it, Laura.
We're going to do a few $75 pots, which means a lot to the players. We're going to have some free food and some treats and some extra prizes that I got to still wrap. And we have a good time. We appreciate all of our bingo players. We have some that have been here every single night since we started. So, we really appreciate them. They're the people that are keeping the fort open. So we like to give back a little bit to them.
Well, that's dedication every single night since you guys have started. That's pretty impressive.
There probably are a few that have been there every night. They are dedicated.
It's fantastic.
We've got people that come from Webster City, Humboldt, Eagle Grove, Duncan. We had some new girls from Duncan last night. So we've got people that drive a little ways to come. So we just want to give back, thank them for helping support the Fort Museum. And they like when we have extra games or they asked me if we were going to play Speedo, and I said, I'm not doing Speedo next week. I can't. I'm not strong enough to do Speedo yet. So that's where I pull the balls out of the machine as fast as I can, and I just call the number. I don't call letters. I don't call anything else. I just call the number, and they got to dab their card. It doesn't go up on the board, so they don't know if they miss a number or not.
Wow, that sounds like organized chaos.
Yeah.
It is.
You'll get there though, Terry. You'll get back doing Speedo here very, very soon.
Yeah, the last month took me down a little bit, but we're going to get back. So,
absolutely.
And then we've got, like you said, New Year's Eve, we are going to do a big 50s, 60s band, catered in dinner. And the band is the White Sidewalls. They've been here 2 times before, and they are wonderful. If you like 50s, 60s music, you don't want to miss it.
The White Sidewalls have been around a long time doing this too. They are very, very good at what they do, and they've got a huge following. So for you to get them on a big night like New Year's Eve, that's extremely impressive. And then you throw in a dinner along with that. That makes it just that much better to bring in the new year.
Yeah, we've got a catered-in dinner coming in from Litterdale Catering. And we're not going to have much. It's going to be lasagna, chicken and rice, roast beef, 4 salads, potato, vegetable, and a roll.
Oh yeah, that's not much, Terry. No, that's like a meal to me. Are you kidding me?
And then we're going to have free champagne at midnight.
Nice.
We will have a guitar coming in from the White Sidewalls, and we'll auction it off like we have in the past. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, if the dance floor is never empty. We have so much fun doing it. Excuse me. We still do have a few tables. If people want to reserve a table for 8, we still have a few of those left. Otherwise, people can get a hold of Laura or I, or buy tickets at the candy store or at the fort for that night. So.
And we need to mention also, as for anybody who's not been out to the Opera House, obviously there's only so much seating. There's a lot of seating, but there's only so much. So if by the chance that this would sell out, man, there's that possibility as well. So you want to get your tickets early. So you can stop by the candy store. Of course, Candies and More downtown on Central Avenue here in Fort Dodge. Stop by out at the fort. You can talk to Laura, or you can, I don't know, try and wait to get them that night, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think your best bet is to get them ahead of time. Make sure you get your seat and get to enjoy the white sidewalls and some delicious dinner as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. And you don't see this happen very often. So when the white sidewalls contacted me a couple months ago and asked me, or 2 or 3 months ago, asked me if they could, if we wanted them, I says, yeah. So, you know, it was, it's not a cheap event to bring in, but it's something that you don't see in Fort Dodge very often anymore, especially on New Year's Eve, to go out for a real nice dinner and to have your dance and everything, free champagne at midnight. So it's something that we thought we would try. And with a bigger band, we thought it would be, hopefully we'll get it sort of work. So.
Well, and again, you mentioned it's not a cheap venue to bring in and make happen. Well, and part of that, of course, obviously, as we talked about a few minutes earlier, they have built such a following, rightfully so, over the years that's why, man, they've developed that level. And boy, to get them here, especially again on a big night like New Year's Eve, that's extremely impressive. It's extremely impressive.
Yeah.
So get those tickets.
And then also, you know, we're far out. People think we're far out, but the new executive director, Laura, and I, we went to Des Moines over the weekend, and we started planning for Frontier Days.
Wow, already thinking June. My goodness.
Yeah.
But you got to. I mean, I know with events like that, that's not something that happens overnight. And I know, Terry, you the last few years, you've been adding things like almost down to the last minute. So
Yeah, I have.
You got to plan ahead. You really do.
We did find some neat entertainment down there.
Good.
We're going to talk to the people, and you know, people don't realize you have to book this stuff sometimes a year in advance.
Mm-hmm.
And so hopefully we can have another good year this year. So
Absolutely, I have no doubt we will.
Frontier Days meeting soon. If anyone would like to be on the committee, get a hold of me or Terry. Terry's the chairman. We'd love to have more people get involved.
Well, keep us posted when that's coming up, Laura. We'll
Okay.
make sure we get it announced, and we'll get some volunteers there and get people involved with Frontier Days, which it's been going on here in Fort Dodge for so many decades now. And you guys have breathed new life into it the last few years. Well, last year, of course, COVID took it out, but a couple of years ago, it just came back in full force. And this past year, it was fantastic again. So we need to keep building on that, like I know you are. And yeah, we'll get some people. We'll get some people involved into this Fort Dodge for this.
Okay.
all right.
Absolutely. So Monday night is bingo, and that starts at what time?
Doors open at 5:30.
Okay.
Early birds start at 6:30. The regular session starts shortly after 7.
And then don't forget the tickets to the white sidewalls and dinner on New Year's Eve. Now, what time does that whole event start that night?
Doors are going to open at 5:30,
Okay.
and dinner is going to be served at 6:30. Show starts at 8.
Show
And they're
starts
gonna
at
play
8.
until midnight, and then I've asked them if they'll play a few songs right after midnight too. So
Fantastic. And again, you can get your tickets at Candies and More on Central Avenue here in Fort Dodge, or you can get them out at the fort. Either way, make sure you get those tickets and make sure you're a part of that coming up on New Year's Eve with the white sidewalls and some delicious dinner as well out at the Opera House. And get the new year brought in fantastically, and what a great way to do that as well with such a reputable band and reputable a bunch of artists like this white sidewalls are as well. Not to mention the delicious dinner that goes along with it. Great way to bring it in.
yep, it'll be a
It'll
great
be
night.
fun.
So
Absolutely. And some champagne, of course. Got to have that thrown in.
I'm not going to have that, but somebody else can drink mine.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna drink
Somebody will take care of yours, Terry. I don't think there's going to be a problem with that.
Yeah.
You two guys have a fantastic day. Keep up the great work. Terry, you keep getting stronger every day, man. We need you, and we appreciate all you guys do. I'm going to be talking with Tim, the new executive director, here a little bit later on, but kudos to you guys. If I don't see you before I guess it's next Saturday already, both of you, Merry Christmas, and God bless you both.
Same
to you. Thank you, Darren.
Thanks, guys, very much. Terry and Laura, again, from Frontier Village and the fort right here in Fort Dodge. As you heard, lots of great things planned going on. So make sure you get those tickets for the white sidewalls that going on New Year's Eve. They got dinner going on before that. Stop at Candies and More again, Central Avenue right here in Fort Dodge. Stop out at the Fort, get those tickets before they are all gone. Also, the bingo going on Monday night as well, and lots of other great things happening, as you heard Terry and Laura talking about. They're already focusing on Frontier Days coming up in 1st of June, like it usually is. So get ready for announcements from that as well. Just fantastic things happening at the forts, Fort Museum and Frontier Village, of course. As I mentioned, also coming up, I'm going to be talking with Tim. He's the new executive director of the Fort Museum, and we'll be getting Tim on here a little bit later on yet this morning. So make sure you stick around for that. It is 17, make that 18 before the